Quincy Reviews, Mr. Popcorn Ready. I'm back. Yes, it's still cold down here. Yes, I know. But today, I'm giving y'all the latest news from Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu, such as Snowfall, such as BMF, and other miscellaneous series. But as y'all can see in the background, we're giving y'all the last season, season 3, episode 1 through 3, the Wu-Tang Clan series. Come on, y'all know. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Come on, y'all know. Now don't forget ODB, Method Man, Redman, Jizza, RZA, Expected Deck, Capadonna, You God. Oh man, the list goes on and on and on and on. But yes, I'm giving y'all the latest news on the Wu-Tang Clan series. But today, man, wow. I feel like I'm trapped in the 90s, y'all. I'm trapped in the 90s. The episode opens up to their albums in the flood at RZA's house. Then it transitions to the Wu house, where you can see the person playing You God in the pool. They having fun in the new crib. You know, they cooking up on the Foreman grill and all, you know what I'm saying? Ghostface shows off his new look in the robe, you know, as him is loving the new look, as Method Man is on tour. Expected Deck steals the floppy disk that was in the flood in the last season, as y'all remember, that was messed up, you know what I'm saying? They turn up for Raekwon, you know, Raekwon the chef, you know, and they throw a party for him and everything as he get a $400K advance, you know, by Loud Records, Mr. Steve Ricken. OD is spending his money on strippers and drugs, on that yayo, on that cocaine. So he's spending a lot of his advance money on that. They start the show with developing the Wu wear as one of the managers start to grow the whole brand, you know. You know, RZA finds out that he needs to update the new You All I Need with Method Man remix. And, you know, he don't have the time. So they got a person they trying to figure out. So they trying to figure out what they're going to do. You know, ODB finds the bootleggers and everybody's, you know, getting their album. You know, ODB sees the bootleggers, you know, they clash with that. And he's seeing the Wu albums and, you know, he's not feeling the bootleggers back in the day. Remember they used to sell the tapes, the CDs, the DVDs. And from that, he's like, man, I gotta get my mind right, you know. But from the party that they had for Raekwon, it has a guy playing Busta Rhymes. So he ends up coming to Raekwon's party for the celebration. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a girl that plays on Empire. I don't know if it's for show, but I think she's playing Korean Superhead. But don't mark my word for that. You know, but she ended up giving Ghostface Killer a massage in the head, you know what I'm saying? You know, plus ODB clashes with the cops for buying drugs, and then he sees a dog, you know, from running away from the cops, from buying drugs, and he ended up jumping out the window and end up in the hospital. Great episode for episode 1. You know, the 90s is all up in this, baby. I mean, What more can you say? Episode 2, it shows ODB in the hospital, and Ghostface girl comes to see him. You know what I'm saying? And as she turns her head from the hospital, ODB gets her car keys and runs out and leaves the hospital. You know, and yes, it's going to be spoiler alerts. Forgive me. If you don't like what you want to hear, you might as well turn this channel right now. Turn it right now, because there's going to be some spoiler alerts on the show. Also this season, somebody makes a special guest. Their office is next to his office. RZA ends up seeing Puffy going to the office as they work out business deals. And guess who playing Puffy? Guess who's playing Diddy? Sean Combs, of course, Diddy's son. What do you expect? Quincy plays a great job playing Puff. And by the way, the guy that's playing Raekwon, Method Man, Dave East is playing Method Man, as y'all all know. I forgot the cat. The cat is a great actor. He does a great job playing Raekwon. And the cat that's playing ODB, whoa, does a great job. If they do a biopic on ODB, I think he's the man for the job. You know, so I'm just saying. So, Raekwon and Ghost, y'all remember the purple tape. As you can see, the bond between them as they decide to create the first touches of building on that album. You know, Ghostface girl comes in the home and end up seeing ODB laying on the couch from taking the keys. So, you know, he had to go where the heart is at. And, you know, he didn't go too far. He went to the crib. He just had to get out the hospital, you know. RZA and ODB is still beefing, man. Still trying to get the album done. Rescheduling meetings with Electric Records. And as y'all remember the last season, he wanted to sign with Def Jam. The guy that's playing Raekwon again, he's doing a great job. Great job. RZA and his girl end up reflecting because they need a getaway. Because you know RZA is a deep person. You know, he's a really deep person. He created the Wu-Tang Clan, and the girl just had enough, man. You know, the girl just had enough, so she decides to leave because it's too much for her. She feels like she's in the way, so they break up for a while. You know. But Wu-Tang is glowing up, man. They're glowing up. They got an office downtown. They're building, like I said in the first episode of this season, they thinking about doing Wu wear. And I mean, like I said, with them being not too far from Puffy, that speaks volume. You know, they end up getting the remix done. From you all I need to get by. I'm sure y'all know that with Mary J. Blige. But the guy that does it, that he sees at the office, is Puffy. I mean, he's so busy, so it's only so much he can do. You know what I'm saying? So they end up getting the remix done. You know, Method Man plays by Dave East is loving it. You know, RZA and GZA talks about the deadlines at the label, you know what I mean? So they go through all that whole process. Ghostface and Raekwon talks about things about the purple tape and the album they did together back in the day, and they thinking about leaving the country, y'all. You know, ODB, the guy that's playing ODB is doing a great job. He shows up at Electric office because, you know, him and RZA was beefing, which in real life they was cousins. Rest in peace to ODB, Old Dirty Bastard. And he kills the meeting. You know, he kills the meeting. Old Dirty Bastard shows up and they're bonding, talking about what they're gonna do about the album. They start creating. And if y'all remember, the first ODB album, you know, from the cover, he had the welfare cover. I'm sure y'all remember that back in the day, and I'll put some of that footage up in there. So, you know, he had the county checks cover, using that as a cover on his album. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up coming with that idea, you know. So we trapped in the 90s with this, y'all. We trapped in the 90s. They do a great job within that. Now I'm guiding you guys because it's 1 all the way to 3. And it's more gonna be episodes, but in episode 3, they start off with Old Dirty Bastard listening to beats, trying to create the side, and ODB taps into his funny, soulful side. ODB goes to a certain zone, kind of like last season when they go to their daydreaming, you know, when RZA was just in the zone. And then they end up going, locking into the 70s vibes, you know. He ends up having a threesome with a white girl and black girl, gets high as a kite, as he battles within his daydream about the album, the first album that he's trying to create, you know. So GZA, you know, he's not really black, so he kind of disguised himself as a white cop, you know. But ODB passed the test of not being an ultimate sellout in the daydream, and this actually is going to transpire of what's going on in the reality. So ODB shows up to the Soul Train show and puts on a fight with a fake Don Cornelius. So there was no love, peace, and soul with this one, y'all. You know, he fights with a weird Don Cornelius, and you know, they end up giving him devices to fight Don and the evil person, the robot Don Cornelius. He ends up winning and ends up jumping out a building with a balloon as a condom, you know. So it's a lot of funny daydream weird moments within that. But towards the end, Dirt McGirt ends up turning into Old Dirty Bastard, ODB, you know. You know, he ends up turning into ODB and ends up finishing the video in reality and catching that concept. If y'all remember that concept of, "Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw." So that's how episode 3 ends, and the season of Wu-Tang Clan. More episodes is coming. So I'm gonna keep y'all guys locked in. Stay popcorn ready. This is Quincy Reviews. I'm loving it. Y'all let me know in the comments who's your favorite character of the show. I'm loving it. You know, Quincy Reviews, popcorn ready. We ain't got no popcorn today, but we got crackers. Yeah, I mean, y'all want some? You know, we out.